Redheads. I hope everyone's doing well. I feel like it's been such a long time since I've done a video, so I'm so excited. I miss you guys. I missed you. I missed you. I hope you're all doing well. Today, I am going to do another children's book. I really enjoy doing these. They're so much fun, so I hope you'll enjoy it as well. This one, in particular, I do not appreciate because of its subject matter of redhead ladies. I hope you can enjoy this. Before I get into it, it's gonna be weird because I'm doing a different angle. Guys, let me just say, I'm doing a different angle. You should see my setup. I have a children's book holding my mic. I have a photo album with a car phone port holding my phone on top of my air conditioner, which is not on because it would make a lot of sound, and I'm hot, on top of it's my air conditioner, a box that kept tea in it, the photo album, and then my phone in the carport. It's ridiculous because someone left their tripod on top of a mountain. And I say someone because it could have been me, or it could have been someone who I happen to live with. No one knows. I'm past it. We'll get through this. I'm sorry if it's a little crooked. I'll try to uncrook myself, but I also didn't want to show you my dirty bedroom. So, today's book that we are doing is FreckleFace Strawberry by Julianne Moore. Julianne Moore, us redheads, I'm sorry. I love you. I'm sorry, Julianne Moore. I love you. But us redheads deserve better than this book. I'm sorry, but I do kind of take offense, and I will show you why. Before we jump in, make sure you like and subscribe, and I think I'm doing it right this time. Check out other books in this corner. Okay, once upon a time, there was a little girl who was like everyone else. I'm gonna be honest, and I'm a redhead, so I get to say this. This girl's terrifying. I think it's because of her tooth that she lost, or her grin. Definitely not her hair, and definitely not her freckles, but she's terrifying. And the sad part is, I'm pretty sure that I look like this, except for the freckles, which I tried to look up Julianne Moore. I can't remember if I did, but I didn't think Julianne Moore had freckles, but I didn't know if it was her makeup, so I tried to look it up, and I didn't see anything. And I will say, even though I do have makeup, this is not just... I don't have naturally fire truck red lips and naturally black smoky eyes. But even though this is makeup, I don't actually really have freckles. I have some on my shoulders, sometimes like across my cheekbones, or on my nose, but I really don't. But I will say a story from my childhood. Someone I remember, and I was terrified that on the bus to school, in elementary school, I don't know how the conversation came up, but I remember a girl telling me that I would eventually get freckles all over my body. And she said, all over your body. And I was terrified that one day I would wake up with freckles. Now, usually you're just born with freckles. Sometimes you grow into them, sometimes you don't, or sometimes you grow out of them. But usually they don't just like pop up overnight. I was terrified. Not really because I didn't like freckles, but just like the thought that like I wouldn't look like how I looked then. But anyway, she was 7, she could ride a bike, she lost a tooth, she was like any other girl or boy. She was like any other child that had a soul. Just kidding, I don't like those jokes. I don't know why redheads don't have souls. They probably have the most fiery souls that people can have. So it says she had something, but she had something worse. She had red hair and even worse, freckles! And they said they don't know where to find them because everyone in her family doesn't have freckles. And I will say, red hair is actually a mutation, so you don't really have to have it in your family. So I guess maybe that's why people think we don't have souls, because it's a mutation. But fun fact, there is actually a mutation in many Turkish families that red hair and paler skin is actually very prevalent in Turkey. And I remember I was in Istanbul and I was on a train, and there was a father and a wife, and they had 2 children. And it was interesting because the father and mother looked traditionally Turkish, whereas the 2 sons had very pale skin and like bright red hair. And you would think, well, maybe the mom wasn't, The thing is they looked exactly like their father. You could pick them out of a crowd that they looked exactly like their father, but they just had red hair. So then people started asking her personal questions about her freckles, saying that she looked dirty, saying that she was a giraffe. And then this kid is a creeper. I'm sorry, but he asks, "Can I smell them? Can I smell your freckles? I don't want to just smell your freckles. I just want to smell you, and it's an excuse." And then also, what's in his hand? It looks like a space gun. It's just an odd detail. And why is he so creepy? Leave her alone. No, you can't smell my skin, Carl. Ugh. And then they would call her, the name of the book, FreckleFace Strawberry. Which, question, strawberries they have seeds making them freckle. So is FreckleFace Strawberry redundant because the strawberry is freckled? Something to ponder. Okay, so she felt bad. She wanted to get rid of her freckles. She did the normal sitcom thing, cue montage. She tried to wash them off. She tried lemon juice. So she smelled like lemons, which probably would not feel good. She tried markers. She just said not to draw on herself, and she's like, "I'm wearing makeup." Oh, over here. "I'm wearing makeup." But nothing worked. She couldn't get the freckles to go away. And then she decided to put a sock on her head. Everything's better when you hide from your problems. That is too close to home right now. It worked so well because no one talked about her freckles. They didn't even know it was her. Oh, I just also wanted to point out the creep who wanted to smell her freckles is now using his spyglass to look at FreckleFace. This kid, we need to focus on what is going on with this kid. But because they didn't think it was her, they didn't know her, and they thought she was new, and they weren't playing with her, and she was itchy and hot in a sock, and blah, blah, blah. And then apparently a baby started making fun of her. Can this child get a break? A baby is making fun of my freckles. Ugh. So she takes off the sock, and the mom comes over, and she's like, "Oh, she's not laughing at you. She's laughing at your freckles, because she loves freckles. I used to have freckles, but they went away. I'm so perfect. But I just leave my baby to crawl around with strangers and make fun of them. My baby's a little mean. I can't go home with my baby because she'll laugh at me." So then all her friends see her sitting alone without the sock on her head and realize it was, well, they don't realize that FreckleFace was the person with the sock. But they're like, oh my god, FreckleFace, where have you been? There's this weird girl walking around with her sock on their head with this same outfit that you're wearing right now. But we're kids, so we don't notice that. But then she wasn't sad anymore because everyone loved her. And who cares about Freckles when you have millions of friends? And then they said, and then suddenly she heard voices say, FreckleFace Strawberry! And she realized that just because she has freckles doesn't mean she needs to be upset because she has more friends than she does have freckles. But my thing, we're not done with this book, first of all, but my thing is we don't know this child's name because everyone calls her Strawberry FreckleFace. So her best friends are calling her a nickname that she does not appreciate. I would rather have freckles than have friends who call me names about a genetic part of my body I can't control. So maybe she should rethink the fact that they are friends and realize that she is too good for them. But anyways, moving on. She was really like everyone else, and she grew up, and her freckles, oh my god, did not go away. But she is so gorgeous. Even as a drawing, she is so gorgeous, and probably around this time, freckles are actually a huge thing, and a lot of models with freckles actually are becoming popular, and a lot of people are getting tattoo freckles, and she's so gorgeous. But if it weren't for these darn freckles, her life would be perfect. And then it says she lived happily ever after. If we stop there, I'd be okay. I don't love everything about my body. That's fine. This book is about accepting who you are and loving yourself. But I want to point out, people, she did not accept who she was. She did not love her body. She did not live happily ever after because she is taking a photograph with her children, and it says, her husband says, I don't see any freckles. And she said, are you sure? Is that one? No, it's just a speck of dirt. Like, lady, you cannot live in fear that your children might have freckles. And now you're going to have them have a complex about their freckles. Like, calm down. You're gorgeous. Calm down, Julianne Moore. I love you. You're great. You're beautiful. I get not always appreciating having red hair. I get not appreciating the skin that you were born in. But Julianne Moore, us redheads, we deserve to be told we're beautiful. And we are. You blondes, you're beautiful. Brunettes, you're beautiful. Everyone, black hair, you're beautiful. Green hair, not a great choice, but you're probably beautiful too. Love you all. So I haven't done this in a long time. I'm going to rate it. Ugh, I don't like this book. I'm gonna rate it from 1 to strawberry jam. I'm gonna rate it marmalade because no one likes that shit.